Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning in Atlanta. Our daughter and our son-in-law is coming over for brunch. They went to the late service, so they'll be here, I don't know what time, maybe about lunchtime. So today we are going to make my daughter's favorite and my son-in-law favorite, but it's two of Shafik and my favorite as well. So today we are making Trini style fry aloo, which is fried potato, but we call it fry aloo home, with some fried bake, with some tomatoes choka, some plantains, and some avocado, or as we call it in Trinidad, zabuka. So we are going to make that for brunch because fry aloo is my daughter's favorite food. Tomatoes choka is my son-in-law because you know the Italian in him. So here we have the potatoes. I already peel, cut up. This is how I peel the potato. I just cut it in two, and then I did it like this, so that I didn't want it too fine because it gets to be a different texture when you make the fry aloo with it. So I didn't want that. I'm sure there are a lot of us who fry aloo is their comfort food. So my husband could tell you from experience, when the rain is falling, my comfort food is fry aloo and sada roti and corned beef, fried corned beef. The corned beef came in after I leave my mother's house because, you know, in my mother's house we didn't eat pork nor beef. So that came in after. So I'm going to turn this fire on. What is my experience making fry aloo is that never use a non-stick pot. When you use, I'm going to strain this while I talk to you. When you use a non-stick pot frying the aloo, it never gets that crunchy, crispy piece that you need, like we say the bun. It never gets that piece, that brown, nice, crunchy piece that makes fry aloo. It gets to be hard, like if you fry it like chips, but it doesn't come out like fry aloo. Now, I am going to give you a lesson in how my mom made fry aloo. So, put in some oil. Now, you have to put a little more oil than normal in this, so maybe 2 pot spoons, because fry aloo will take it. My husband just pointed to me that I need to put on the vent. So, I put the potatoes in that. Now, I am not putting anything in this. No onions, no garlic, no salt. Everything will come after. First, all I'm putting here now is the potatoes. That is all that is going into that. So it's only the 4 of us for food this day, so I'm not making a whole bunch because I don't know, but I never think fry aloo leftovers is the best thing to eat. I never saw fry aloo leftovers as being the best ideal food. So I can't tell you that I want to make leftovers for fry aloo. So this is going to stay there for quite a while. I am going to take this cover and give it a, nope, that is too small. I need a bigger one. Yep. I have a bigger one here. So I'm going to cover it with that. But the thing about covering it with that, you turn the heat down a little because it's going to burn. So just a little, so you're cooking it, and not medium, a little more. And if it needs turning down more, I will turn it down after when I see how it's cooking. Because the sweat of the potato is what you want. So I'm going to leave that there and get back to that. Now, my second dish is tomatoes choka. Now, you can do tomatoes choka any way you like. You can roast it in the oven. You can roast it in an open flame, like right here. You could put it in a pot and just put it in a dry pot and turn the heat down and let it roast and get soft. Or you can do like me and do the easy way and buy, ta-da, organic diced fire roasted tomato. And this is really good. I have been using this for a long time. Now,
with great results.
yes, it is. It is not bad. Honestly, it is not bad because you can see the speckle of where it was fire roasted. You see that, honey? Where the speckle is, where there was fire roasted.
It looks just like the real thing.
And it tastes like the real thing. It really, really does.
And it saves you time. It saves you a mess.
Yep.
And I will challenge anybody. Well, not anybody. Some people are experts. Not like me. I will challenge anybody to. To sample taste it and tell me which is the real one and which is not the real one.
And it's really good. I've been using this for a long time, and my brothers and sisters who are real food critics never know the difference.
They only know the difference when they have the evidence, baby.
Yeah, but they don't have the evidence because I get rid of it before anybody gets here. But this is my son-in-law's favorite dish, and I think that is because it reminds him so much of pasta sauce, but just a roasted pasta sauce. So he likes that. And you see, it's cooked because if you notice how easy it was to mash, so it's cooked already. Okay, I had brought out the immersion blender just in case I needed it. Turn out I didn't, my love.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, Tassa, it's been a long week. It's been a long week. I hope your week have been good and joyous, and you all are enjoying this Sunday morning with your loved ones, and you're making some nice breakfast food for them. Because I tell people, and my husband knows this, that there's a lot of things. See, it is cooking, so it's sticking a little bit and it's cooking at the same time. So let that keep cooking. No, nothing in that yet. There's a lot of things that is important in your life, but there is nothing as important as your family and your kids. Because before I had Dania, I really thought I knew what love is. But you trust me, there is nothing that you could love more than you love your kids. And there's an old saying that is the truest saying: a parent is as happy as their saddest child. And that has become our motto. Because if you want to bring my husband, a strong, intelligent, vibrant man, to his knees, let something hurt his daughter. There is nothing to bring my husband to his knees like our daughter is not happy. So cooking for our kids has been such a pleasure and a joy, and especially when you know they like to eat. The other day we had some people, if you remember, love, when the last time the kids came over, we had some people criticize the fact that she brought her puppy. I apologize if it offended you, but you know, my daughter and her husband, that's their passion, helping wounded animals. They volunteer at the shelter, they do all. So they had just adopted one dog from the shelter,
yeah.
from the shelter, and they were so excited to show us. He is such a joy. His name is Benji. He is a joy. So they brought it over to show us so quickly. And I was so proud of them because they gave another dog a home.
And this is the USA. I noticed in Trinidad people are starting to step up to the plate and care for their animals and care to rescue animals and to take them off the street. Welcome to the 21st century, people. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. That's moving in the correct direction. Take some of those poor helpless animals, dogs and cats off the street, and we cut down on the stray population as well. But in the US, where we live, where we have lived for the last 28 years, caring for animals has become a part of this community service. Even to the point where we say animals have more rights than us, and in some cases they do because they're helpless and they don't ask to come here. We bring them in this situation and we put them in those situations, and kids like ours, they serve in the community of rescues. And animals here, they live indoors. They cannot be out in 32 degrees Celsius heat, and they cannot be out in 0 degrees freezing temperatures. Animals live inside. It's the US way.
You remember that lady we cleaned for who used to tie that dog outside, and every time we go to her house,
Yeah.
I would cry.
Yeah.
It broke my heart
Yeah.
because I knew she thought that animals remain outside, but sometimes it would be snowing.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
dog would be outside, and I thought, oh my,
Yeah,
there are
and-
dogs that is bred for that, but not in Georgia, I don't think.
And again, I'm going to say, animals don't ask to come to your home. You bring them into your home. You owe them to treat them properly, fairly, and humanely. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So as you see, I keep turning these because if you notice, it's starting to stick, and that is what you want. You want it to stick, and when it sticks, you take the metal spoon against the metal pot and you scrape it. So you get what we refer to as the little bun. And that is delicious.
People is fight over that.
Yep. So leave that there and continue. I'm going to need some flour. So I have inside here, as usual, 3 cups of all-purpose unbleached organic flour, and I have 1 cup of the sprouted wheat flour. Now I'm going to put some baking powder in this. I'm going to put it 1, 2, 3 teaspoons of baking powder in that. I'm done with that. I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of salt in the of sugar in this, and half of a teaspoon of salt. Not a lot, just half of a teaspoon of salt. You don't. This is optional though. All of these. This is how I like it. Some people put butter in their fry bake, but I don't like. It comes out in a slight way like a pastry, and I don't like that. So I'm going to turn this, let it start to get mixed before I add water. And when I add the water, it'll be the warm water so that it will rise quickly. Now I have this tomato here, and while this is here, I am going to cut up some onions, both for the fry aloo and for the tomato choka. So I'm going to cut these up.
While Ria is doing that, let me tell you a little bit about Tasha yesterday. It's been busy since we came back from vacation in Alaska. 2 weeks minus 1 day work ago. I want to, number one, express my appreciation to the staff. They have been awesome. They've been going above and beyond. Tasha is hot. Not Tasha alone. Most commercial kitchens, especially with the temperatures outside being in the 90s, mid 90s, and upper 90s these days. They've worked through all that heat in there. They've worked through short staff. They've covered. They've made no mistakes, and they've just been awesome. So to my staff, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all the customers that keep coming, number one, keep coming. We appreciate you, but you're a special, special bunch. We appreciate you all for the business that you give us and the encouragement that you give us, and for just being nice.
I want to thank all the people out there who keep subscribing and telling people. I appreciate that. That means more to me than you will ever know. Oops, man overboard. Anyways, I appreciate you. It makes me feel joy that I am doing something that you all appreciate, and I know that this channel is going to do so much better and better and better. It's doing great now, but it will only get better. So you see, I am scraping the bottom of this pot. If you notice, I am still scraping. You can see the brown speckle is starting to form here, and that is it. So I'll tell you a little story as I'm making this food for the kids. My mother, grandmother, they came from India, and when she came from India, she would cook on a Saturday. They had the people bring curry from them from the boats in India, and she would cook on a Saturday and on a Sunday, and she would sell food because they love to cook in Princestown. So my grandparents did that, and they became very successful at it. In the meantime, my father's parents was from Barracourt, and his parents put their energy into land, where my grandfather started to buy up land. My father, I don't know if some people in the audience might know him, his name is Polatanku, and he became very successful in his way doing that. And so when my parents got together, they got married because it was a merger. It was my mother, she was 15, my father was 17, and they merged the both families together so they could become more successful. And I'm thinking in those days, that was a common way to do stuff like that. And in some places in the world, they did. When my mother got married to my dad, it was the second time she had ever seen him, because she was only 15. So the point I'm making with you, these are part of our culture and of our history. And over the years, I always say to my husband, one of these days, I am going to write a book about our culture, our history, how these people came together, how they stayed together, what made them click in those days. And my story kind of interweaves me into those things. So I don't know when, but I'm hoping like maybe the next 4 or 5 years, if I continue with this, I would like to do that. With your support, of course. I cannot do any of this, and I will not do any of these things without all my friends out there support. People say I don't have fans, I have friends, because I feel like I know all of you. And if you notice, when you send messages, I go and put a thumbs up to everybody, because I want you to know that I have read your message. Sometimes I just don't know how to respond, like the guy who told me that my pots look like if I have to be having them in a duck pen. I swear he said my pots look like if I have to be in a duck pen. Sometimes I want to say, I cannot fry all that doubles and bar and come home and scrub all these pots too. My hands just does not have the energy for it. But if you want to, you are more than welcome. So some people say ugly things without even, I don't know if they mean to, because I don't think people are ugly by nature, but sometimes they just get carried away and say stuff. So
sometimes their ugliness just gives a forum and it chooses yours. It's not their fault, that's in their nature. But more power to them.
Yep. My husband said don't respond because it only gives them ammunition, and I tend to agree with him. Okay, so you see how brown it's still getting? So it's still cooking. We'll take that. The flour is kneading. If you notice, it's smooth. Here it's completely kneaded and it's smooth. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn it down, and I'm going to leave it right inside this bowl so that it could raise. I'm going to get a towel and I'll put it over that and let it stay there and let it raise. And that would be awesome right there. Okay, so that will stay there until I'm done cooking everything, and I'll make that last. So I'm going to put the tomatoes choka to roast, to chunky this. I'm going to roast the garlic, and where is the garlic? Here it is. I'm going to cut some of these garlic up. I'm going to cut all of these garlic up. The mandolin will do the best job of cutting those things, and then using this to just chunky. You have to chunky tomato choka to make that smoky kind of flavor in tomatoes choka. It just tastes like kind of fried tomatoes. Now when you buy the tomatoes in the can, it is already cooked as I mentioned. So when you chunk it and you are ready to eat, you just have to stick it in the microwave for about 2 minutes, and that would be sufficient enough just to heat it up. You don't need a lot of cooking, because you see how with no effort I was able to smash it. I'm going to put some oil there, maybe about let me see, I would say about a 1.5 tablespoons. I'm going to drop this in there. I'm going to let it roast. Meantime, I'm going to drop some of this onions into the thing. This here, I'm going to drop onions into that. I'm going to put some salt, maybe half of a teaspoon, and I'll taste it for there. And this and some black pepper. This is the best salt, I think, the Himalayan salt, for you to use for situations when you really don't want something salty. Now, I don't eat pepper, but my husband and my son-in-law, they would put pepper on top for them. I'm not a big pepper eater. I'm going to taste this and see. This is still roasting. You want it brown? I'm going to taste this and see if the salt is enough. Nope. It doesn't taste like it wants. I want a little more. So maybe tastes like it doesn't have any. So maybe half again. And I think that would be sufficient. Okay. Leave this here until this is still roasting. And you see how quick and easy that is? All it is salt, black pepper. You could put hot pepper in it. We'll put hot pepper on it from the top, so we'll know. Some roasted garlic with some avocado oil. And that is all you need in this. I could just smash up the onions a little more while it's here, so it will just infuse more into this. And this is done. So you see how brown and nice this is? Watch. This is brown and nice. I'm going to throw this here. And you hear that? And that is it. You smell that, honey?
Yes.
You smell that roasted garlic on that.
Roasted garlic and the tomato. You smell the tomato as well.
Okay. And I'm going to taste it one more time. Make sure. Now, as I said, this will taste really good with pepper. But I believe that takari like this needs raw pepper on top instead of... that's good. That's good. Enough salt, everything. So I'm going to stick this here because this is out of the way until I'm ready. I cover that and microwave it on high. I have this, and I'm going to come back here and see this. Okay? Put this there for now and turn this down a little more. So, this, you see, honey? That's what it is. That's the brown speck that you want. You see, when you get these brown specks, that is the crispiness. That's why you put a little extra. If you notice how soft, it's cutting through this. Now, this is not done by no stretch of the imagination. This is not done. But now I'm going to season it. So now I'm going to put this onion, and I'm going to cut up a little more. This onion here. Put some garlic. Put some garlic here. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of garlic there. I'm going to use, I think, 1.5 teaspoons of Himalayan salt, a sprinkle of black pepper, and turn this up. And Let that keep now. Then this is when, because if you had seasoned this before you let this cook down and get all this brownness, it would have let go water and it would have boiled, kind of steam instead of fry. Because the salt would have brought out the water in it, and the onions, because the onions is a wet vegetable, it would have done the same thing. So you wait until it is almost done, and then you let that continue. Right. And this is going to continue cooking. Because you want it, you can continue cooking. I'm going to cover it again and let the onion and garlic and everything cook down in there. Now I'm going to turn up the heat a little more, 3/4 as well, and leave that there. This is, you know what this is, our coffee maker set, so when our daughter comes, we can make coffee, because she's a coffee drinker, and her father, me too, but not as much as she and her dad. I'm done with all of these things now, so I don't need anything again. And I'm going to, this is done.
I don't know how many people follow the Tour de France. This is the second year of the Tour de France Femme. That is the ladies' version of the Tour de France, the great historic cycle race held in France and other parts of Europe, climbing some of the Alps and whatnot, the Pyrenees, one of the most strenuous races in the cycling world. We had the men's version about 2 weeks ago, and now we have the second year of the female version. And why I'm saying this is that Trinidad and Tobago is represented out in the field there in one of the greatest cycling events of the world. Her name is Tennille Campbell.
Yep.
And as of yesterday, on the 7th stage, she was riding in 80th position. In a field of 150 people.
Nice.
Now let me tell you, if you know anything about cycling, or if you have the biggest idea how hard cycling is, that is a feat. That is a real feat to be engaged in a race like that. And congratulations to her and to our country for being represented there.
But you know, love, you can't keep a Trini down. Anytime you put a label on Trini, that's like me when I went to the Arctic Circle. And the man said, no, we had a couple there 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So you can't keep a Trini down.
Already there.
There's always somebody that's inquisitive or as determined to do what they want to do.
I am seriously proud of the whole Caribbean diaspora. We belong to Trinidad, so we kind of highlight the Trinidadians in the world. But we have seen so many Caribbean people excel in their fields out there. They've really made a mark, an indelible mark in this world in all the aspects that they participated in: sports, cultural events, in history, in music. I am proud of the area.
So this is basically done. If you notice, everything is cooked, everything is brown. Most of it has gotten a little speckle of the brown. I'm going to taste it. And that's all you need. You don't need anything else there. This is totally done. I'm going to turn this off, move it out, and bring it here. Cover it and leave it there. And this goes to the sink. Done with this. And then with all of this, I'm going to fry some plantains. I have that oil, and then I'm going to use the same oil and fry my bakes. Kids are here? And
no, they're not here yet. We have the neighbors out doing their yards.
Okay.
It's Sunday morning.
So while this oil is hotting, Shafik and I want to say a few shout outs. We had this most wonderful woman who called us from Florida. Her name is Joyce. She said she have families and in-laws and everything that lives here in Georgia, and she's going to come look for us. Thank you, Joyce, for reaching out to me, for calling me directly. I appreciate it. I love hearing from you. And I try to call everybody who, if I miss their call, to call them back. Because I think it's my responsibility. Because as I said, I consider you friends. I'd like to say hi to Veronica Prince. I appreciate your call, your words. It's just amazing to hear from you all. Elizabeth, who called me from England yesterday, who's interested in want to open a Caribbean restaurant, as I always say, when you have a dream, go for it. The only reason we get not is because we ask not. So you pray, you do your stuff, and God always meets you halfway. And to my dear, dear friend, Diane Tate from Arkansas, you are a gorgeous woman. It was my absolute pleasure last Sunday talking to you. I so appreciate it. And for Eric and Rhea, I am going to reach out to you this week because Nad is going to have her day off because my brother is coming back to work, I think, this week. So she will be able to come back and help us, and you'll be able to come. I'm hoping that you can make it, you and your husband, to come sit with us while we do some baigani and stuff and just have fun and talk to each other and hang out together and everything. So that is and if you have something that you want me to say, please text me, email me, reach out to me. I got you. So this is hot now. So I'm going to cut these plantains and fry it. Plantain is still one of my very favorite food. I can eat plantain with anything. Not my husband. He said no, I never say no.
Do you have avocados?
Yeah.
Ripe one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that's it. Let that cook there. And that's fried. Let's see. It's going to stay there and it's going to get softer as it's covered. It's going to get soft as it's covered now, and it will become fried aloo. All the time you did all of this, you made it, you seasoned it, you cook it. Now covering it, that will make it fried aloo. And you can eat this with any kind of roti you want. My son-in-law likes fry bake. I personally like sada roti, but I suck at it. So I will make some fry bakes today. We'll eat fry aloo and roti, and plantain and zabuka and tomato choka. I'm going to get a spoon with, like this, with holes to take it out. So I can leave some of the oils back in the pot instead of taking all with me. My friend Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a gentleman who represents the Caribbean, not Trinidad. He's from the VI. He represents the Caribbean like nobody else I know. He's zealous. He's awesome. Michael Thomas, I appreciate you. I appreciate all that you do. And you know, I have your back. He does the event at the Four Seasons every year, and I always say, if you are interested in becoming part of that event, you can just call me, text me, email me, and I will give you Michael's information, and you can reach out to him. He does something called Captains of Industries, where if you know somebody who has made a mark in their life, there's something, he honors them. That is what he does. He's honored them. He has some amazing board members, people like Mr. David Panton, and on top of my head, it's everybody. It's an awesome Yvette, who was in charge of the Four Seasons, and all these people who's been the rock of this economy here in Atlanta. So if you know anybody, and you don't have to be from Atlanta, you could be from anywhere Caribbean roots that has made a mark in this United States of America. Special shout out to my niece, Nicole Ali, who just became one of the top transplant surgeons in America. Congratulations, little one. I am so proud of you. She is amazing. There is nothing that girl cannot do. She knits, she sews, she's a doctor. She just married one of my nephews. She does a little bit of everything. So if you can tell, this is almost ready. I like it a little more. Some people like it not as brown, but I like it a little more brown. But for Tassa, we cannot buy plantains like these. So we buy plantains pre-cut, rye plantains pre-cut, so we always have the same consistency. Oh, that looks so good, honey.
Smells awesome.
Looks so good. Have you spoken to your sisters in Trinidad?
No, I haven't spoken to them as yet. I reached out to Fiza last week, and she got kept back with some business, so she was supposed to call me back, but I'm sure it's just an oversight. I'll probably give Hafin a call sometime today and see what they're up to.
I'm glad. Fiza and Hafin is two of my husband's sister. My husband is the baby, so they are all older than him, but they are most amazing women. Amazing women. To my niece, Tiffany and Terry and Nadine. Oh, I was so awesome spending time with you. And Aaron, I'm holding you to it, Aaron. You say you're coming to look for me in Georgia. You and your cousin Terry. I'm holding you all to that. I saw you on the Facebook you showed me Aaron and his mom?
Yeah.
So you promised me, you say, Auntie, I'm coming. I love you all so much. It's always so nice spending time. I wish it was better circumstances that we had to be in Trinidad to spend time with. But you know, next year I'm turning 60. So maybe we can all get together for a little split somewhere in Trinidad. I was telling my husband, his best friend is turning 60 as well. So maybe we can go to Trinidad at Christmas and have just a very awesome time with everybody. Because only once in your life you turn 60. So that would be amazing if we can do something like that. So here it is. For the fry bakes, I will need this high heat. So I'm going to put it there for now. And I'm going to make one fry bake because I would like to make the fry bakes when the kids get here. I don't want to make them cold. This, I think this is the cover. And it is not. It is not. It will be not this one either. It would be this. I think it is. You see? If it is, it is. So I'm going to heat this up and leave that there. And in the meantime, I'm going to move this around and I'm going to make fabric. So here is the flour. The flour has been properly well soaked. If you notice, it's not sticking and it's pliable. So hey daughter, did you text her? She's on her way. I'll make more.
No.
So what I do, I will roll these out and then fry it in 4. So I'm just making some loya here. This will not for the 4 of us, definitely. But I'm going to make a little one just for you to see while I eat all of these things, just for tasting. I'm going to turn this on.
Because she says she's on her way. I don't know if that means she just left the house or where she's coming from, but you know, You can wait till she gets here to fry them nice and hot.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll wait, okay?
Yeah. No. You can fry the one to finish up now.
Okay, you
It's
sure?
just-
Because
yeah.
I can make all and we can take out the food when we get here.
If you want to.
I'll wait. I'll do that. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll see you all back in a little bit. What? What you were going to say?
No, just continue making one.
Okay,
please.
so make one. Okay. Okay, I will. Okay, so this is as much as you need to roll it out, otherwise. Okay. Okay, I'll just make that little oil heat up a little bit. And I can do that. Okay, so let's see. This is almost done. See that, Lev? You see how the potato absorb all the
Some people like it moist, some people like it dry. I like it just like this. But I noticed some people, what they call lat pat.
Okay, so they add more oil.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
so
oil or
it's
water. What they
oil.
do,
Well, you can't add water.
Yeah, but
Wouldn't
this is
fry.
nice and dry. I like it dry because we have the tomato, and the tomato is runny enough. I don't need that to be everything to be runny. That's just me.
You know why I love this man? Because everything I cook, he likes it like
That's the
that.
way I do it. And here goes the magic.
Okay. Could have
That
been a little hotter.
famous
but-
fry roti, fry bake, whatever you all call it. It's fried and it's raises and it's delicious. And it goes so well with all kind of food.
So this have this sprouted wheat flour. That is why it is a little bit brown. So I add a little bit of that, a cup of that. And then I add some of the organic all-purpose unbleached. Okay, this is all this needs. This is done. This needs nothing else. This is done. I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to leave it here to cool out for 1 second while I get a plate and take off some food. And show you. So this. So I'm going to put a little tomato. I'm not going to eat a lot because I'm going to wait for the kids. But I'm just going to show you how it looks like. So 1 slice, a little bit of this, and a piece of the bake. Ooh. It's hot. It's really hot. Okay, leave this here for now. I'm going to take and cover this, and here we are. This is what you need, honey. This is what you need. You need a piece of pepper, raw pepper, like this, on the side, so you can dip your roti in that. So you have this. So you dip this. You put everything, this is how I like mine, a little bit of everything in it. You want to taste it, honey?
No, I'll stop for a little while after. I guess
You wait?
Yeah. I'll wait till the kids come over.
The pepper have no flavor. You see, I'm putting it like that, no flavor.
Is that the pepper from our yard?
No, we have the reaper. You can't eat that. Whoops. No, I can't eat that. Like this, a piece of avocado there. So you take a little bit of everything like that. You see that? You see that mouthful?
Happy Sunday to all our people. Be sure to subscribe, to like, send your comments. We enjoy reading them. And everything else to do with our videos. Share them, yeah. And don't forget to go back and check out the other videos if you have missed them before, and if you're trying to find out what Ria in Atlanta is all about. And remember, this is a Trinidad cooking show, variety show, just a chatting show. And we live in Atlanta, and our restaurant is here as well.
And it's called
That's a roti shop.
Exactly.
And we really enjoy living in Atlanta. It's the most beautiful state that we have seen so far. And the vibes is good. The environment is good. We really enjoy being Trini in Atlanta. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.